Hi Mohammed, great work on submitting this essay for feedback. It's a really good way of improving your writing and seeing where things can change in the way you write normally in preparation for the exam. So let's have a look at your question. So international marketing is sometimes seen as invasive and an intrusion into the country in question. Others argue that it is a necessary economical form of education in addition to spreading ideas, language and culture. Discuss both sides and give your opinion. Okay, good. So let's have a look at what you've written. We'll start with your introduction. International marketing on foreign soil by the outsiders is often considered as an unwanted entrance by the local community. On the other hand, many people also argue that it is a unique way to come across different people, culture, as well as a cheap way of learning. This essay will discuss both views along with a personal opinion. Okay, good. So you've got a good structure in your introduction here. You've outlined both sides of the argument, and then you've described what this essay will do and said that you will give your opinion as well. So these are all great elements of an introduction. Well done. So let's have a look at it slightly more closely. So international marketing on a foreign soil by the outsiders. Now, when we use international marketing, so lowercase m here, we're already stating that it's on foreign soil. So we don't need to repeat that bit really. So international marketing by foreign companies, we could say instead of the outsiders, is often considered an unwanted intrusion. Okay, so I would use this word from the question, an unwanted intrusion by the local community. Okay, so either an unwanted intrusion, or we could even just say an intrusion by the local community. Okay, what I would suggest is, because we've got local community at the end, it sounds as if the intrusion is being done by the local community when that's not the case. So what I would suggest is that we say is often considered, comma, by the local community, comma, as an unwanted intrusion. Okay, that way you're making it very clear that you're saying that it's the local community that don't want this to happen, not the local community that are intruding. Okay, on the other hand, many people also argue that it is a unique way to come across different people. Okay, so on the other hand, comma, so we need a comma after on the other hand, many people argue, so we don't need also here, we can take that out because we've already got on the other hand. Many people argue that it is a unique way to come across different people, cultures, and a cheap way of learning. We could, instead of cheap here, I would say and an alternative way of learning. Because if we wanted to, we can mention cheap a little bit later as one of the advantages. Okay, an alternative way of learning. This essay will discuss, no on here, because discuss is direct, discuss both views along with a personal opinion. Okay, good, well done. So the next paragraph, and there are several reasons for which many people are afraid of international companies and their marketing activities. Okay, so there are several reasons why people are afraid of international companies and their marketing activities. Great use there of marketing activities and international companies. It's a nice way to summarize it. First of all, foreign companies come up with a wide range of products. And obviously it is their main objective to make profits, and if possible, makes it huge. Okay, so first of all, foreign companies, instead of come up with, because this is a little bit informal for this essay, we could say, first of all, foreign companies introduce wide ranges of products. And obviously it is their main objective to make big profits here, instead of this last part of the sentence and making it slightly more concise. So their main objective to make big profits. In this process, many local small entrepreneurs become bankrupt and many employees become jobless. Okay, so instead of in this process, we could say because of this, many small, local entrepreneurs become bankrupt, and many employees become jobless, all one word, jobless. Secondly, the absence of local competitors also lures the outcomers towards monopoly businesses and thereby worsen the fate of local traders. Good, I see where you're going with this. So, instead of secondly here, because this is actually a development of the first point, so furthermore, then we could say this absence of local competitors, so because of bankruptcy and joblessness, this absence of local competitors encourages monopoly businesses and thereby worsens, with an S, the fate of local traders. Okay, but yeah, great idea there, is good. For example, East India Company came to Indo-Bangla subcontinent with an intention of garments business, which was eventually ended up with the ruining the local garment sectors. Okay. Good. So for example, an East Indian Company. This one I'm slightly unsure of. Is this... So East India Company, is that the name of the company? Or is that where the company was settling? So just be clear of that one. Came to Indo-Bangla subcontinent with an intention of starting a garments business, which eventually caused the ruin of the local garment sector. Okay. Okay. Good. So what I would do at the end of this paragraph is just to round off the paragraph with a summarizing sentence. So because you've got an example right before the end, we need something to kind of explain that example. Something like, this shows, or this is a good example of how international marketing is invasive and an intrusion. Okay, or how international marketing has negative consequences on different countries. Okay, so just linking back to the question with a summarizing sentence. Okay, and the next one, however, I believe that new culture and language should be embraced and take it as a unique opportunity of learning. Okay, so however, I believe that new culture and language should be embraced, and international marketing, so linking again always back to that question, international marketing should be seen as a unique opportunity for learning. First of all, when any multinational company or organization goes to another country, they deploy their best resources there to achieve maximum business growth. Good. Additionally, using their best resources, they also train local people on different skills and techniques. Good. Okay, so just to go back to that one. Additionally, using their best resources, they also train local people on different skills and techniques. Train local people with different skills and techniques. Therefore, local people can learn new things without any cost. Good. Secondly, local people can exchange their traditional cultures with the foreigners. For example, Bengali people learned many delicious cuisine from the Mughal invaders, which certainly enriched their cooking cultures. Okay, so Bengali people learned many delicious cuisines with an S from the invaders, which certainly enriched their cooking, with two O's, cooking culture. In addition to that, many words from the Mughals language also acquired in Bengali dictionary, which gives communication process a new dimension. Okay, so many words from the language were also incorporated into the Bengali dictionary, which gives communication process a new dimension. Okay, well done. Good, some good examples there. Good. I'm just checking through once more. Okay, what I would suggest here, just to make it even more concise and to the point, is that you mentioned that these foreigners come across with international marketing, so always linking to international marketing, not going too far from that theme of international marketing. What I would say as well is to, just like the last paragraph, to round off this paragraph with one sentence. So something like, these examples show how international marketing can have many benefits. Okay, so economical form of education, spreading ideas, language and culture. So linking to that part of the question, showing how there are benefits there. Okay, so the end of this first paragraph, we want to say why it is an invasion or an intrusion. The end of this paragraph, we want to say why it is a good thing. And then in the conclusion, we want to round off both of those with your own opinion. Okay. In conclusion, while there are some disbeliefs on the activities of foreign merchant companies, I am of the opinion that such entrance helps local people to acquire new knowledge without spending any money. Additionally, exchange of useful techniques knowledge also helps to flourish local cultures. Okay, good. So in conclusion, while there are some not disbeliefs, because this one is not quite the right word here, while there are some arguments against the activities of international marketers, I am of the opinion, so no but, I am of the opinion that such activity helps local people to acquire new knowledge without spending money, so no any, without spending money, and encourages exchange of useful techniques and knowledge, which helps local cultures to flourish. Okay, so we're just changing the word order slightly in that conclusion there. What I would suggest is that with a conclusion, it's nice to leave a kind of lasting impression on the examiner. So one thing that you can do to do this is to kind of give a projection as to what you think will happen in the future. So saying something like, with this in mind, I believe international marketing will become more and more important in the future, for example. Okay, so it just gives a lasting impression on the examiner, shows that you've thought about the topic after you've kind of looked at both sides. As well, it gives another dimension to your opinion too. So you're doing that part of the essay where you're discussing both sides, as you've done, and then giving your opinion without just saying, I think it's a good thing or I think it's a bad thing. You've given a developed opinion. Okay, but good work there. The key thing to remember is to round off your paragraphs with a sentence that links back to the question, just so that your paragraphs are always well-rounded, coherent, linking always to the main theme of the essay. Very good work, well done. You should be really proud of this piece of writing, so fantastic.